What is your name?
Mel Lehan.
And what did you think about the performance?
It was absolutely phenomenal. It was a tribute to a wonderful life, and it was a performance worthy of a David production. It was really good. I actually spent probably part of every day together with David for many years when we were young, and there's a reason for that. David and I went to Kitsilano High School together, and my name is Lehan, David's name is Louis, and in those days you sat alphabetically. So there it was, every class, David was sitting behind me. So there wasn't a day went by for 4 or 5 years that we didn't have a lot of time chatting together. And I admired him greatly then, because David was always the David we saw today. There was no transmorgification from then to now. He was who he was then. The rest of us were out playing rock and roll and listening to Elvis, and David was listening to Tchaikovsky and Beethoven, and he introduced me to this world, and it was so different for me. And I didn't understand it, but he explained it to me. And later on, we went to classes together at UBC, and it was the same thing. And a thing I would love to know, and if I could ask the question, at that time in high school, he had this collection that must have been in the thousands of LPs. I would love to know how many records and CDs he has today. It would be astounding, because he was such a collector at that time. Anyway, David, I admired you greatly because you always stood for what you were. At that time, it was very obvious that you were gay. You were out there proud about it, and you were out there with classical music when the rest of us were still being jocks and listening to rock and roll. Good for you, David, and a life well lived.